Hello, Dion Johnson here, strategic partner, spiritual advisor, and executive power coach to women in senior leadership. So I work with CEOs, directors, heads, and experts, women who are waking up to a desire. They're positioned for influence and leading of really important, meaningful change, and they're waking up to the desire for more impact, greater influence, showing up more powerfully in the leadership space. Now, if that's you, then you're in the right place. I'm also the author of this book, Influential Woman, A Fresh Approach to Tackling Inequality and Leading Change at Work. I wrote this book as a labor of love because I care passionately about supporting women just like you to prepare, to get ready, to show up more powerfully in your space at such a time as this when the world is going crazy, right? It's that the marketplace is a very intense, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous space right now. Certainty is low, confidence is low. Knowing what to do at such a time as this feels like it's at an all-time low, and we need a new expression of powerful. We need a rising up of a kind of leader that can really show up powerfully and show us the way forward and help us understand what we want to move forward to. And I believe that's you, which leads me nicely to today's message. I'm a dreamer, and oftentimes I get my messaging, I get my instruction, my direction, my clarification, my sense of direction from dreams. And last night I had a real juicy dream that unfortunately this morning I wake up and I just can't remember it. I'm hoping that it comes back during the day, but the lasting impression of the dream is that there are some themes that I remember. Like I was working with this woman that I'd never met before in waking life. I don't know her, but I met her in the dream last night, and I was working with her. I think I was coaching her, and she had a very particular issue, but I can't remember what the issue is or anything like that. But what the last impression from the dream is that the workplace, her work environment was grey. So everything else was normal color, but everything about her workplace felt or looked or I perceived somehow as grey, lackluster, lacking color, vibrancy. It felt dull and heavy, dull and heavy. Her work and her workplace felt dull and heavy. And so I can't remember the dream, but I was thinking about, just really thinking about that lasting impression of the dream. And it got me thinking about the whole area of work. It got me thinking about, when we think about marketplace and when we think about workplaces, what kind of thoughts come to mind? I don't know about for you, but for me, it isn't those words don't conjure up joy. Those words don't conjure up, bliss and light and lightness. It doesn't feel joyful. Actually, when I think about work and work lives and careers and marketplace and power and all of that stuff, there's a kind of heavy connotation to it. I don't know about for you. Let me know in the chat if it's the same for you. But it does feel kind of grey. It does feel kind of heavy and bleak and tense, right? And it got me thinking that's got to be some kind of clue that we need to do something differently. It's got to be some kind of clue that there's something that needs to be addressed, something that needs to be changed. Like, why does work, that's such a big part of our life, feel like that? Why does work, that's such a big part of our personal story, feel so bleak and so heavy and so lacking joy? So when I was thinking about this morning, I realized that we really need to change things. We really need, the marketplace is such a big part of impact on shaping society. It's such a big part of how we are in, how well society is, that something needs to change if this is how it's feeling. Something needs to shift. And I was wondering what that is. What is it that what could we do differently? And in this age where we're talking about doing things differently, and in this age when we're talking about creating change and transforming outcomes, something's not working. It got me thinking about when I was a midwife. Um, and there's different stages of labor, women bringing forth babies. And it got me thinking that if a woman was in the second stage of labor, the birthing season, when it was time to bring that result out, where it was time to bring forth that baby, where it was forced to birth whatever it was that you were carrying, if that was prolonged, if that was going on and no progress was being made, if that was going on and things were not changing, if this baby wasn't arriving, then a midwife would be held to account if she didn't stop this woman from pushing. There's no point in just screaming at this woman to keep pushing, to keep pressing, to keep trying to get this thing out. If it's not progressing, that's a sign that something is wrong, that something needs to happen. Maybe she needs to change position. Maybe this baby's too big for her pelvis. Maybe she needs a cesarean section. Maybe all sorts of things. But it would be stupid, actually negligent, to just keep pushing and screaming at her to push when things aren't progressing. And so it got me thinking about, are we progressing with changing the brand of work? So are we progressing about changing how things feel for people, and the impact that the work is having on the planet, and the impact that we're forging for new generations? Is it changing? Is it getting better? Is it less bleak? Is it transforming? I don't know. And if it's not, then can we keep asking for it to change? Can we keep going along the same course of action, just expecting a different result? I think it's Einstein that said that's stupidity, right? Or insanity. So as I was musing on this idea came, that this is why I'm making the video. I want to share it with you. That new ideas about how to change things want to come. New ideas are held up in the spirit realm, wanting to come and make things better. But where are the mothers? Where are the mothers who will conceive these ideas, carry them, nurture them, and bring them powerfully forward to change things in our marketplace? The idea is really exciting to me, that you and I can conceive ideas in very similar ways to the way that we conceive babies, and bring them powerfully into the world to make a difference, to shift the things that are not working currently. So, where did I go with my thinking next? Yeah, what I saw as I was thinking about this, that actually you and I, we already have the stuff that these new ideas are made of. So I saw that we have these new ideas are made up of three things, right? They're made up of, first of all, your leader identity, your DNA. So in your DNA, you're coded for significance. You already know that you were born to lead. You were born to do something significant in your world, right? So your DNA, your coding, your identity, your who you are, your identity as a leader is the first component of these ideas that want to come, right? That you are already built to carry, receive, conceive these ideas. The second thing that I saw these ideas are made up of is your professional experience. So you're not Johnny come lately. You are seasoned, well seasoned. You are a leader. You've done this. You've worked for that. been in this field, you've tried this project, you've worked on this and that, and you failed at this, you've accomplished that professionally, right? You've worked in this field and that one, and you see things, you know things, you have professional wisdom, you have a professional insights, you have professional ideas and hunches and conclusions, right? You are intelligent professional, you're professionally intelligent. You have IQ around your field, and that is another component of these new ideas that we need. And the third thing, the third component, the third element of these new ideas that want to come is your lived experience, your personal experience, the things that you have gone through as a woman, the things that you have gone through in your personal life, the things that you have gone through in the space between your personal and your professional life. You know, your deep inner experiences, the things that you failed at, the things that you've accomplished, the things that you've walked through, that you bounced back from, that you've personally gone through. These are really powerful lived experiences that equip, that are part of, that will shape part of these new ideas that want to come to help us change the things that are not working. So you are born at the level of your DNA, you're a leader, coded for significance. You have personal experience, you have professional experience, and out of that could come these new ideas that could change the world. So as I thought about this more, I thought, okay, so what is the key? What's the element that will help these components to be the bedrock, to be the spring place for these new ideas? And it came really simply as preparation. We need to be getting ready, just like a woman gets ready to conceive. You know, her body changes, her mind changes, her life changes. Starts to make room in her life and get ready to conceive. You know, she develops a relationship with the one, right? There is a whole load of different levels around preparation for motherhood, preparation for conceiving this thing which you want to bring forth into the world. And that's exciting, because I think that that's exactly what needs to happen if we want to conceive these new ideas that can change things in leadership. That we have to get ready, we have to prepare, we have to think about strengthening these three pillars of our powerful leadership: our identity, our sense of self, our sense of, you know, our authority to bring forth these new ideas, our authority to call for change, our power to lead important, meaningful change. Our identity as a leader needs to be strengthened, and our vision for our leadership, that's the second pillar, our vision for our leadership needs to be strengthened. And the thirdly, our influence, our ability to communicate our message, our ability to show up and influence and inspire buy-in to our ideas. These are things that need to be strengthened. These are part of the preparation process that allows us to be ready to conceive at the right moment, the idea that could really shift our industry, shift our world, shift your world. So the point of this video today is, could it be? It's the question, could it be that you are destined to be a mother to the kind of idea that could really shift things, the kind of ideas that could really change things, make things better, make things happen, transform outcomes in your space? Could it be that you are the one? And are you prepared to engage in the process of getting ready, or being deliberate about your openness to receiving that idea, clearing out the things that don't work, that block you from receiving the idea, you know, sorting out, getting aligned, getting ready, getting strategically clear, getting personally clear about who you are as a change maker? Could it be that you are prepared to be engaged in this process of preparation? And the other question that I've got for you is, what you're doing right now. Are you engaged right now in preparing? Are you engaged right now in your personal growth? I mean, over the last year, when you look back over the last year, how have you been investing in your growth and your development as a powerful leader? How have you been investing and developing yourself as one who will take your organization, your industry, your field to a whole new level, to transformed outcomes, to better? How are you actually actively pursuing that right now? And are you prepared to go ahead and ignite that effort to become the kind of leader that could be the mother of that idea that really changes things in your organization, your industry, and your field? These are new ideas for me. They're new, I'm articulating them. These are new expressions for me. I've been talking and playing about with these ideas for a long time, but I realize that part of me receiving the ideas is expressing them. And so I hope you've caught, I'd love to know how this is landing for you. I'd love to know what this is saying, what this is meaning to you. What does the idea of you being a mother that can really change things in your industry, a mother of ideas that can really shift things, how does that land for you? I'd love to know. Comment in the chat or email me. Use the link that accompanies this video. I'd love to talk, love to hear how this is landing for you and what your ideas are as a result of listening to this. My name is Dion. Can't wait to hear from you. Speak to you soon.